Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel, Takes from Below. This is Aayushi,
This is Kandarp.
This is Jenny.
and today we will start our episode with the topic weddings, dramas around weddings. Um, our first story is: Am I the asshole for uninviting my fiance, work wife, from our wedding?
Oof.
I can already see the drama.
How would you feel if your husband or wife had work husband or wife?
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I feel
I
like...
would see there's always a boundary,
Okay,
right?
okay.
There's always a boundary. So it depends if the boundary's been crossed. Like, let's say if they're okay, they're like they work really well around it, then that's it. But then
Yeah.
if there is a boundary, it's been crossed where it sounds like there could be emotional attachment going on, then I will have problem.
Yeah. Sure.
So, but let's see. All right. I, 29 female, am supposed to be marrying the love of my life, 31 male, in few months. We have been planning this wedding for over a year, and it's been a beautiful but stressful experience. But there's one person casting a shadow over everything, and that's my fiance's work wife, Lily, 30 female. Let me backtrack a little. My fiance and Lily have been friends and co-worker for around 5 years. At first, I was honestly relieved he have a good friend at work, especially since his job can be demanding and a bit isolating. I tried to be the cool, understanding partner who wasn't bothered by how close they were. But over time, their bond became dot dot dot. Well, it became something I just don't know how to handle. Lily is a huge part of his life. They text constantly, often late into the night about everything from work issue to little jokes. She knows things about him that I sometimes don't, and it stings to realize how much he turns to her for advice and laughs instead of me. My fiance reassures me that they are just friends, that she's his work wife and that's it, no big deal. But it feels like she gotten so close that I'm sometimes the one on the outside looking in. As we got deeper into wedding planning, Lily started chiming in with her opinions. She had suggestions about our venue. It doesn't feel like him. Our flowers. He's he's never liked bright colors, remember? And even my dress, mentioning offhandedly that she knew his style and could help me pick something he did love. I tried to laugh it off, but it hurts more than I wanted to admit. Here I'm planning my wedding and I felt like I had to measure up to her views of who my fiance is. Last week was our engagement party, and it was supposed to be such a happy day. But I kept noticing Lily glued to his side. I tried to join their conversations, but every time she did bring up a work story or instead joke that left me feeling like a third wheel at my own engagement. Then, in one of the worst moments, I walked up just as she was saying, "You know, if you change your mind, you could always marry me instead." My heart sank. I didn't know if she was joking or half serious, but my fiance laughed, brushing it off like it was no big deal. I couldn't just let it go. I pulled my fiance aside after that night and told him how inappropriate her comment was. He looked at me, surprised, and said I was taking it too seriously and that Lily was just playing around. I felt like I was going crazy, like maybe I was seeing something that wasn't there. But how would anyone be okay hearing that from someone so close to their fiance? The last straw came today, the end of the night. Lily had a few drinks and she came up to me asking if I was really okay with how close they were. She said sometimes like, I mean, I can't imagine him with anyone else. It felt like a knife to my chest. I wanted to scream, but instead, I just walked away. Later, I told my fiance I didn't want her at our wedding, that it was too painful to have someone there who clearly saw herself as a part of our relationship. He got defensive, saying I was overreacting and letting jealousy ruin a friendship he cherishes. He even implied that uninviting her would damage his reputation at work, and now he's barely talking to me because he says I'm making him choose between his best friend and his fiance. I don't know what to think anymore. I feel hurt, small, and like my feelings don't matter. My friends support me, but his friends thinks I'm overreacting and letting insecurity ruin our relationship. Am I the one blowing this up, or am I right to want some respect and boundaries? Am I the asshole for asking him to uninvite her for our wedding after everything that's happened?
No, uninvite her. She's trying to steal your man. She wants to marry him. But I feel like if they get married, it's gonna end up really bad because I think he wants his coworker. I don't know what you guys think.
I
What do
don't know.
you
I got a
think?
mixed feeling on this one.
I know.
Really?
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
Same.
Why? What like, I don't know. It sounds like I don't know. They seem too close.
So that's a very fine line of boundary that I was talking about. So I have two things. One, let's say she walked in on a conversation, right? And she only heard, oh, if you're if you change your mind, you can always marry me, right? But I'm thinking, devil's advocate, what was the conversation before that? Was it a really joke or something? Because that could be, if they're a really good friend, there could be a joke about it. But also, that joke was not a good joke between two friends. So I don't know. But then also, but then I'm thinking, overthinking myself, but I am a friend of someone's. I never said, oh, Kandarp doesn't like this.
Mhm.
This is not the venue of his style.
Yeah.
Like, this is not, oh, he's not gonna like this wedding dress. So also why is she doing that? If you're a girl and you're doing that to your friend, it's like, why are you doing that?
Sus.
Do you have any other agenda
She
behind this?
definitely does.
So I don't know. I'm 50-50 in this because there is a boundary that a friend should never cross. I don't know. Especially when it's different genders, they are friends because trust me, people are always going to take it in wrong way when a girl and a guy are friends. So,
That's true. That's true.
so
What do
I
you
don't
think?
know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you guys have more insight into because you guys are best friends as girl and boy. But you guys knew each other before you knew your significant others, right?
Yes,
Does that
yes.
matter, do you think?
I
Because
think it does.
I think it does too. And they just met not that long ago. She was around before her, you know?
I don't know.
So
See,
I think
I mean,
it makes a difference to a point. Yes,
yes.
I'm not saying that it's gonna be the whole ruling out thing in this
Yeah.
case, but I think it also does make a little bit of difference
does.
that on the thing where she said, "Oh, they have their own inside jokes," or her work wife knows him better than I do. It feels like. Um, I can see that if they were friends for 20,
20
30
years.
years or so,
Mhm.
Yeah.
versus
5
somebody
years.
that's
Yeah,
just,
it doesn't
at a
seem
work
right.
that after he already met was dating this girl.
See, that's the thing. She never said how long they've been
Yeah, I know.
together. So
That's
like,
But I think she implied like, "Oh, I was so happy that he got a friend." So that means they were dating long
yeah.
before they were even friends. Like, why is she not his friend?
No,
I don't know.
she said at first I was honestly relieved that he had a good friend at work. So it's like, so you met after?
No, I don't. I think
I don't
they
know.
met.
I mean,
yes. I think it's my thing is getting an update on that specific because
Yeah.
if in the
Oh, I
event,
wonder if anyone else asked. Yeah.
yeah, because if that's the
I'm looking.
case that where they've been work buddies for even before the OP came in the picture,
Yeah.
then I think there
Mhm.
is somewhat reasonability, in my opinion, that yes, there's a chance that
She
the
does know.
coworker that knows him a little bit more better
Yeah.
comparison to the
Him,
OP.
Yes.
So
But
It doesn't feel
but that's when I'm like, At the same time, like you're putting yourself like, oh, he doesn't like this flowers. He doesn't like this
Yeah.
venue. That's what makes me question because like I don't come and tell you like I don't go and tell Dimple like, oh, Kandarp doesn't like this. Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
oh,
not a
Kandarp
girl's
doesn't
Yeah.
thing to do.
like.
That's like
I'm
a
not gonna
plotting
go and
thing
be
to
like,
do.
oh, Kandarp's not gonna like this. Oh, Kandarp's not gonna like. It's not my place. Like,
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not.
it's not like it's their wedding. They can do whatever they want, and that's what they
Mhm.
did. Like, I wasn't going to be like, oh, Dimple, don't wear that dress. That's not Kandarp's favorite color. Like, it's not my
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, and that's what
And I'm
friends
pretty
do.
sure they're having conversation. Husband and wife is, I mean, fiancés are having conversation about their wedding and their outfits and all.
Yeah, like it's not
So,
your place to go and say
mhm,
that.
exactly. So,
I
like,
don't
that's
trust
what I'm
her.
saying. And at that point, like, our friendship was like, what? When did you get married? Like,
It's been 6 years, a little
6
over 6
years
years
ago?
now. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, 6 years ago, so we were like friends for, at that point, we were friends for what, 12 years?
Yeah, give
12,
or take. Yeah.
12
Something like
or
that.
Yeah, that's a long
14
friendship to
years we were, and I was like, I wasn't like, oh, no, Dimple, don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not my place to do that. And as a friend, you would definitely don't want to be a reason why your friend has issues with their soulmates, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a reason of husband and wife fighting if I really care about my friend. So that's the other reason. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm a friend of someone. Will I do that to him?
Yeah.
No. But that's why I'm like 50-50. But like sometimes even we joke, but we
Yeah.
don't joke that level.
No. Yeah.
I'm never
No.
joking like,
I was gonna
oh,
say, yeah.
You'll
if
always
you
marry me.
change your mind, you can,
Yeah, no.
you
I
can.
don't think we've ever had that
No,
conversation
no.
ever.
Like, but like, yes, but we had joke as in like, I remember during my wedding, he came to India and he had a joke about it. He's like, hey, if you change your mind, you can go back to US and find someone else, right? Like
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah,
fight.
that's
And
true. That's what friends do.
that's what
Yeah,
he
joke
did.
wasn't
Like
about like
it
me, but
wasn't
like
like me.
you can find somebody
Exactly.
else if you want.
And
You
I
can still
did the same
you
thing
still
to
have
him.
you still have a chance to change your mind if you want,
Yeah,
like getting
yeah.
out of
Exactly.
marriage, not
Yeah.
getting out and getting with
With
one
me.
specific
Yeah,
person.
like-
Yes.
So
Yes.
That's a
that's
distinction.
exactly what I did with him. I was like, hey, like, if you
Yeah.
change your mind, obviously I've been married for 2 years.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, you can run away and you can be my second husband. No.
Yeah.
Right. Wait, we need more context for this.
So,
like, what are
but
the?
that's what I'm saying. Like, so
we need to
but
know things
let-
before we can
But I'm
make
interested. Wait,
real.
so what was that last comment that she made? Could we repeat
Yeah, so that was not clear to me when she
Yeah.
said during the
during
end
the
of
drink, right?
yeah,
When she had a
so
drink or
the
something,
last
she
straw came
mentioned
towards the end of the night. Lily had a few drinks. She came up to me asking if I was really okay with how close they were.
Okay.
She said something like, I mean, I can't imagine him with anyone else.
as in like anyone else other
Other
than
than exactly.
her
So like
or other than
Yeah.
herself.
herself. Like that's what
That's
like
what, yeah.
and but
Because
then
if
she's
she's
like
making a comment that, yeah, I can't imagine anybody with, I can't imagine him with anybody else other than me, then yes,
yeah.
that's definitely crossing the line.
Yeah.
But like that's where it ends. So like
Yes.
it's like did she mean as in like I can't imagine like for example if I say something like that to Dimple, like your wife Dimple, I would be like, oh, I can't imagine Kanda with anyone else but you, right?
Right.
But then I'm definitely if I forget to add but you, I'm definitely not talking about myself.
Right.
Like,
Right.
but like it can go in any
Yeah.
context.
And
Like
when
like
somebody's
we
reading
need
it could go in any direction.
exactly.
So
And I would if I was OP, I would be like, wait,
who
you
are you
mean
talking
me?
about? Or
You mean
Yeah.
me?
exactly.
Just confirming, you mean me, right? Like, because you just joked about, hey, if you ever change your mind, you can always marry me. So
So
I'm confused. Like,
Mhm.
I wonder if OP asked her about
Yeah.
it
but she
because
didn't mention
that's
it.
There's
She
no
didn't mention
updates,
it,
no
and
comments, no
I'm
nothing.
looking. There is no
Yeah.
updates.
We need to know. I can't make a final thing.
Yeah, I think at this one
And
it's 50-50 based on
Yeah.
where
What we
what's going
know.
on.
and no,
Yeah.
no comments, no
Yeah.
comments on this. But
What are your comments?
everybody
Everybody else
is
saying?
saying not the asshole. But a lot of people are saying. So I'm gonna read the top comment.
Mhm.
That say one of the okay. So first one on the top comment says not the asshole, but to be honest, it sounds like the two of them are having an emotional affair.
Mm.
Her comments are completely inappropriate, and your fiance willingness to side with her and choose her over you is hugely concerning. He didn't
Mhm.
choose her. I can absolutely predict on the day of the wedding, she is going to try to insert herself into everything. It sounds like there's a level of jealousy here, and based on what she did at your engagement party, this is going to escalate on the day you get married. And then you can likely look forward to a future of her inserting yourself into your relation, inserting herself. I think that's what they meant, into your relationship. The home you buy, your children, and your husband is going to keep allowing this to happen. You need to ask yourself if you can live with the triple.
Mm, good, good point.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 here where
mhm,
A lot of
I
her
could go
behavior is
either way.
questionable.
Yes,
Like,
it's questionable in both sides. It's
yes,
not
it is.
necessarily just
That's what I'm
one.
saying. It's very questionable.
yeah.
Like,
Or because like, the way I'm seeing, you can also be portrayed as like, yeah, what if it was just a inside joke on whatever they're talking about, and she walked in on the middle of a conversation where they missed the initial part,
yeah, because
or if she did when the conversation came up about her saying that, oh, I can't imagine him being with anybody else but you, but then maybe she didn't heard it, or maybe she's then her thought where jealousy took over and she was insecure about it.
But that's not the only thing. If that
I
was
know
the
it's
only thing, then I'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh, she's kinda overreacting." But no, there's a lot going on
But
here.
she's also said like a lot of text messages are going back and forth and all that, right? So that's also very
Yeah, definitely a little bit more background story on
um
this. I feel like to
Yeah, we
make
need
a
more.
better judgment, better call
What
as
do you
to
guys think about the late night text though with them? Do you think that's
I
depends on what kind of messages are there,
yes.
right? Like,
Okay, yeah.
cause like I text message him at like 2 o'clock sometimes because I know he's up, and I was like, so, and we talk
yeah.
about random
Oh,
stuff, like
I guess you're
random
right.
things.
I mean,
Um,
hey, we were talking about this podcast last night until like what, one
exactly,
o'clock.
True.
exactly. So like it all it's like
Context.
it
Yes, it
exactly
depends
like
on
what
what
Yeah.
kind of
conversation. Yeah,
conversations are they
I
exactly.
wonder if she's
having?
checking his phone. Did anyone get that like inkling that she goes through
She's
it?
not even
Because who knows?
responding, right? So she's not
She's leaving us
responding.
hanging.
Yes, she's
Uh,
not responding to anybody questions or
no,
chats.
and
Seems
this
like.
this is 8 days old. Oh, I forgot to mention this story is from r slash am I the asshole, and the username is u slash snow advice 5677.
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
forgot to give credit. There was a one comment which was actually really good. The person who commented, the username is accurate prompt 8800, not the asshole. The term work wife is icky as it is and almost always results in some crossing of line. This is a work wife on steroids situation. Sounds like Lily is more than a work wife. She would get rid of you and replace you as his fiance in a heartbeat. Lily's involvement in your fiance's life has gone far beyond casual friendship. Her opinions about your wedding and the comment about marrying her instead shows she doesn't respect the boundary between their friendship and your romantic relationship. He isn't physically cheating. There is definitely an emotional boundary being crossed here. Your fiance is very weird indeed for saying that you are making him choose. You are his wife to be, not a friend. He needs to acknowledge that if this friendship is damaging the trust and comfort in your relationship, then some boundaries are necessary. You are fully justified in feeling uncomfortable about the situation. This is your relationship and you have every right to feel secure in it. Speak with your fiance and tell him that as things are, this situation can't continue. If he still doesn't understand, then definitely reconsider what this means for your relationship going forward. Because him choosing himself and his feelings over yours isn't a recipe for a healthy and happy relationship. It's better that this gets ironed out now than after you're married. Breaking up is a lot easier than a divorce, but hopefully it doesn't get to that point. And someone responded to that, agree with this. OP needs to put the wedding planning on hold and get couple counseling with the fiance. He needs to set Lily aside.
Good advice.
Yeah. Which is true, where they say that there is a boundary that they are crossing, and that's what I'm like saying. Like, if you're crossing a boundary, that's when I'm gonna have issue. Otherwise, I'm fine with the friendship. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what gender it is. So yeah,
Good story.
I know.
So now on to the next.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. All right. So the story that I have is posted on r slash MIDSO, AITAH. It's posted by username u slash budget jaguar dash 1990. The title is Am I the Asshole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because she wants to repurpose my wedding dress?
Mm.
Like after she's done using it, or
But why even she's using her sisters? I usually hear like mother's wedding dress.
right?
Why sister's wedding
Yeah,
dress?
this is interesting.
I don't know, but
Yes.
yes, you are the asshole because I would never give my wedding dress to anyone other than my daughter. But I don't have daughters, so maybe my daughter-in-law might get it if she wants it. Nobody else is getting it,
Wait, but the title um,
and they can do whatever they want.
is
But
she the a-hole for refusing to attend her sister's wedding because the sister wants to repurpose the wedding dress
Wait, so her
see,
sister
here is
took her
the
dress? I
or
think
wants to?
wants to, but see, that's the yes, you are then. Because she wants to. She didn't do it. You didn't give it to her. So, I mean, then your sister's gonna move on and get a different wedding dress, then you should go.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know the whole context. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like they flip. Like
It's hard to tell
I
right now.
know,
Yeah,
but
I'm a
this
little.
title it's very hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna.
let's get right into it then. And just a heads up from the a comment from OP says this is a throwaway account because family knows her main account.
Okay.
So I, 28 female, got married last year in in a small but beautiful ceremony. My husband and I spent months planning every detail, and highlight of for me was my wedding dress. I saved up for years to buy this dress. It was my dream dress. It's a beautiful lace A-line gown with intricate beadwork and a long train. I felt like a princess and still get emotional just thinking about it. Fast forward to now. My sister, 26 female, is engaged and her wedding coming up in 6 months. She recently came over to my place to chat about her wedding plans. At one point, she casually mentioned that she would love to borrow, quote, my dress. She thinks it would be, quote, cute to, quote, repurpose, maybe by shortening the skirt or even dyeing it a different color so it's unique to her. I was taken back. I told her I was not comfortable with her altering my dress, especially since it has a lot of sentimental value to me. She got upset and said I was being selfish because she wanted to save money on her wedding. And, quote, families should support each other. When I stood my ground, she accused me of not caring about her big day and stormed out. My parents later called me and said I was breaking her heart by refusing to share. They said that since I'm married and done with the dress, it shouldn't be a big deal. But it is a big deal to me. I want to keep my dress as they suggested. I just let her have her way to avoid family drama. But honestly, I feel like it's my dress and it's my decision. Now, my sister says she won't feel comfortable with me at her wedding unless I show my support by letting her use the dress. I don't want to miss her wedding, but I also don't want to give in on something that I'm not comfortable with. Am I the asshole for refusing to let her repurpose my wedding dress and considering not attending the wedding?
No.
No.
Hell
Her sister's the
F
asshole.
no. Yes, sister is
What?
asshole. Sister is 27. How old is Opie?
Opie's 28.
Okay.
Sister's 26. 2 years
Sister
gap.
is old enough. If she knew she was getting married, she could have saved the same way that OP saved money for her wedding dress. And you know what? Ask your parents to help you.
I know, clearly she's a favorite.
Yeah, ask your parents to help you. Like, just go get the dress exactly same that you want. Don't ask me for my dress that I paid for it. It's
That's
not
such
like
an
parents
insult.
paid for it. It's not like she gave money or even half of it. Just stay away from my dress.
But okay, I get it. So the part that I have an issue with her is also the part that she wants to
Change the
make
color and
alter the
alter the dress
dress.
completely,
Yes.
like cut it
Yes.
short
And
and
change the
change the color
color
so
and
it's
all that.
unique to her. And she knows
Yes.
that dress is gonna be her wedding dress afterwards because
Mhm.
Opie's not gonna be able to switch it back to what it was.
True.
So that's selfish of her.
Yeah.
So selfish.
So in that case, do you think that if the sister agreed to keep the dress as is, at that point, what do you think?
Hell no, I'm still not giving it to my sister.
Why?
I don't care. Nobody's getting my wedding dress. No, no. Other than I'm not passing on to anyone other than my daughter-in-law now if she wants it. Nobody's getting it.
Even if she's not going to alter it, that's
She has to
I
alter it
don't
somewhat
see.
unless
Here's
they're
the
the
I
thing.
mean,
same.
it'd be just like
So
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 it'll be a different dress. It's gonna be her dress no matter
see,
what.
Whatever
here's
happens to fit exactly.
no. But here's the thing: when it comes to just borrowing regular clothes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very picky. Only certain people I let them borrow clothes because I have experience with people either not returning it back or it comes back with the stain or something, or they have messed up my clothes. So when it comes to wedding dress, I'm too scared to let anybody borrow it and then it's ruined for me afterwards. So I would never let anybody borrow my wedding dress. Mm-mm.
So that being said, when was the last time you actually opened up your wedding dress back after the wedding?
I don't care. It can sit there. I don't care. I would tell
Sometimes
I
that's
would
what my
tell
thing. I
I
get
would
it. It
tell my
has some value
husband
to it.
when I
Yes.
die, make sure that wedding dress goes with me. I don't care. Nobody's borrowing my wedding dress.
See, I got my wedding dress from Shein. So you can have my dress. You can dye it pink.
No. Like I can't trust people with some of the stuff. And wedding dress is very sensitive. And if
Mhm.
she's very like OP said, she's very attached to her wedding dress, and it's her wedding dress. She can do whatever she wants.
Hmm.
And and the title was completely off. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because it's not OP, it's the sister saying you're not invited to my wedding. And that's like, you know what? You're giving me ultimatum at this point. You're definitely not getting my wedding dress. Even if you say you're not gonna change it and you're keeping it as it is, I'm still not gonna let you keep it.
Well,
And I
she's
was
not
like,
saying that you're not invited. But she's saying I'm not going to be comfortable
yeah,
if you don't let
in a
me.
way it's your
But
it's
yes,
in a
Yeah.
way
yeah.
you are saying don't come to my wedding because I
Exactly.
will be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable how? I'm not gonna be showing up with my wedding dress on.
Uncomfortable in the sense that you didn't let me borrow my things, like
Like,
the
get
high school
over
little
it.
thing. Now hey,
Get
you didn't let me
over
do
it.
this. You
You're
didn't let me do
26
this.
years old. Get over it.
I know, but I'm
Get
just
over
saying,
it. And you will
like,
find the dress that you want.
Yeah.
It's your wedding dress. Why don't you just go out and find the dress that speaks to you, right? Like that's why like go on a show called Yes to Dresses or
Say yes
whatever,
to the
right?
dress.
Yeah, like go and find whatever you want. Like I don't know why she has to go after someone else's wedding dress.
Or go on Shein and get your wedding dress.
there you go.
They're
Yeah.
affordable. I mean, hey, if you want to
Yes.
dye it anyway, you might as well. Pay
Exactly.
$20.
There you go. You want to cut it short?
Yeah,
Go
go
go for
ahead.
it. Cut it
Yeah.
short. However you want. Like
I mean, this tells me that their relationship really is not good, and this is kind of
yeah.
her way to like distance herself.
And her parents to say let her have it
To avoid family
to
drama.
avoid family
Mhm.
drama. Why
Right.
why don't you say that to
Yeah, I
younger
agree.
daughters
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, that's her wedding dress. I get it. why don't you get your own wedding dress?
Yeah, at that point, I would even
Or maybe
side.
parents are like, you know what? I don't want to pay for the wedding dress. So let's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if the parents, I'm siding with the OP on that one because the case of
Exactly.
that, if the parents are saying, "Oh, just suck it up," okay,
No.
then you pay for the dress. If
Exactly.
it seems like parents doesn't want to pay for the dress, the
Mhm.
younger sister doesn't want to pay for the dress.
Mhm.
They want the older sister to pay for the dress just because it's there.
And you know
Yeah.
what? If you can't afford a wedding dress, then maybe don't do the cut cut expenses somewhere
Yeah,
else, right? Cut down on
exactly.
people.
I
Like
mean, just cut back
Yeah.
on the wedding dress expense itself.
Yeah.
And like you
Wedding-
said, yeah,
exactly.
exactly, like you said.
Yes, but like
If
let's
you-
say if for
you're-
her she wants to have like a good wedding dress instead of from getting it from Shein or whatever, and she wants to get it designed her way or whatever,
I mean, hey,
then
even
cut
thrift
down on
stores.
something
Thrift
else.
stores has
Yeah,
wedding dresses.
exactly. Play around with
Oh my
that.
God, go to thrift stores, which is
Yeah.
like in hi-fi area,
It's like,
expensive
I'm sure
area.
Oh
You
yeah,
will
they
you'll
find
have
make,
it.
you'll make out like
you
a
know
bandit.
what? Like someone we work with, she goes to there and some of the stuff that she find, it's so crazy. I was like, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go and find stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
And she goes to like the expensive areas like Princeton and other
Oh,
areas.
that's
So like that way
smart.
you find like good deal on like brand names. But
Smart.
yeah, she can do something like that too. But
Mhm.
again, it depends on where they live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's always a way. Cut down on
Mhm.
expenses instead
Yeah.
of inviting like 5 million people, just invite like 10 people. I don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't have bachelorette party and tell your
There you go.
bridesmaids
There
to,
you
hey,
go.
just give me that money. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Figure
Yeah,
it
there's a
out.
way.
Don't have bridesmaids. So you don't have to buy
you
bridesmaid
go.
dresses and just put it on your dresses.
Mm-hmm.
So the top comments on that. So apparently the top comment, two of the top comments
Mm-hmm.
were removed or deleted.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Don't know what the story is on that.
That's probably because they
But-
probably said something that was against the rules. Oh man.
But
I wish we had a
Darn
screenshot of
it.
it.
I know.
But what are the
the
response to
third,
that?
the responses to that was the OP, enjoy your night away from family wedding drama.
Oh,
You and your
yes.
husband will save time and stress not being at this wedding. P.S. I hope you have cleaned this dress and used one of those archival dress services and kept that box far away from your
Oh,
sister
yes.
being allowed to snoop.
I just had a crazy idea. Oh my god, I had such a crazy idea. Oh my god, that story would go on Petty Revenge if she takes my idea that I just
All
had.
right, they actually have it. So what is it?
Okay.
Follow-up comment right on that is I second this remark. If she comes over acting all nice and suddenly has to use a bathroom or etc., keep an eye on her. She could be the type that destroys your dress deliberately if she can't use it. So make sure she can't find it.
Was that your idea, or did you have
No,
something? Oh,
I had a
more
different idea.
dialogues.
I was like, just get it washed and everything, and then on the wedding day, wear your dresses and post it on Instagram.
Oh,
I still in my wedding dress.
that's
Oh my God.
awesome and horrible.
Oh my god, I'm just like,
That's so good. Or wear her dress to her wedding.
but she's not invited.
Oh,
remember?
right.
Like she's not gonna go. But
Great.
or maybe I will be like, oh, romantic dinner with my hubby, and then
yeah,
just
wear
have a
that.
wedding dress. We are recreating our wedding.
Yes. That'd be
We are renewing our wedding vows, just me and him and my friends.
You just,
Oh my god!
be
Oh
good.
my god! Oh my god! I can be so evil.
yeah, that is pretty evil. I mean, yeah, I get the sister coming and snooping around, like, ripping up the dress just says she can't have it. But at the same time, you know what? I'm not going to give it to you. But yeah, I'm going to all dress up and show it off. It's like, hey, you can have this.
But this shows that how much I have been spending time on Reddit on Petty Revenge. For
Oh,
I'm
God.
getting crazy. Yeah, so I don't think she's an asshole, but she should
Mm-mm.
definitely do something. Did she ever responded or anything?
No,
Update?
there.
update?
no.
How old was it?
This was 21 days ago. There
Oh,
hasn't been any
man.
updates in the sense of like,
And did she say when's her sister's wedding? I'm pretty sure it's like
well, she
months
said it
in advance,
in
probably.
6 months, coming up in
Okay.
6 months.
All right.
I
I
guess
hope
we'll
there's an
see.
update. I
Yeah.
hope
Yeah.
there is an update.
Yeah.
I want some nice update. Some juicy.
Yeah.
So bad. So bad. All right. This was a good
Mm-hmm.
wedding drama.
All right, guys. I guess I'm next.
Mm-hmm.
So my story is from r/am I the asshole. The username is u/flaky assumption 4248. So the title is Am I the asshole for bringing my daughter to a child-free wedding?
Am I the asshole for bringing my daughter into a child-free wedding?
Mhm. So the wedding with no children invited.
Oh,
Yeah. Question is,
I don't know. That's
I don't know.
a tricky one.
Because
Tough.
my thinking
They,
is,
yeah,
did they try to find babysitter and they had no luck on it? And then they got permission, then not the asshole. But let's say they didn't do any of those and they just showed up with the kid, then yes, you are.
Yep. I think the
yeah,
same.
Because like, you know how nowadays like some of the parties have like child free because they're gonna have weed, like edibles and all the stuff on at the wedding.
Mm.
So my also concern is like, was it some one of those kind of wedding, and do you really want to take your kid? So like it depends. It
That's
depends on the
true.
situation because
Yeah.
like a lot of people are doing that, like alcohol and
yeah. I've seen a number of weddings
edibles
that
and
saying, "Hey,
stuff
no
like
kids"
that.
or things like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think kids belong at weddings. Personally, I know.
Oh,
It's like an adult thing. See,
Yeah.
I don't know
that's
about,
why I
No,
like this.
I don't know
like
about
as a
that.
mother, I think
That's a
kids do
family
belong.
event.
Yes.
It's a
It's a
family event.
couple event, like for adults, and there's alcohol usually and
Well,
stuff.
Yeah, but
So
yes.
I don't think
see,
there's any
here's the
place
thing.
for them.
Okay, so I mean, yes, you do you because it's your wedding,
Mm.
right? But if we talk about that, like it's a couple's day, yes, you can decide on that. But at the same time, you have to understand if it's just a couple's thing, then why are you even having a wedding? Just go out and elope like you guys did,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Because if you're
If you're
thinking it's
inviting
just
all these
about my
people,
thing, if you're
Yeah.
inviting all these people, then you are making a family event.
Mhm.
Then you are the asshole for having a child-free wedding. And then there are also times where I have seen people having weddings where, oh, it's a child-free wedding, but my like niece and nephew can come,
Mhm.
right? But then that's like, okay, so you're asking everyone else to hire a babysitter, watch their kids, but it's an exception for my siblings because I want my niece and nephews to be there. So I have seen those two, and then that kind of like, okay,
So-
then why is it even a child-free wedding then?
no, I've seen that. I actually seen that, but the only reason those nieces and nephews are typically are coming or allowed because they're the flower girls.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
That's true.
So not because
Yeah, but
they
I haven't went
couldn't.
to a wedding where it was a flower girl kinda, like
Mhm.
because it wasn't like American or Christian or a Catholic wedding. It was our
Yeah.
Indian wedding, so it was like we don't
Well,
have flower girls.
well, yeah.
We
Well,
don't
they do
have them.
now. Nowadays they
I
do.
mean, yeah,
But
but the girl was not used as a flower girl, okay? Like I'm
yeah,
telling you, she wasn't used as a flower girl,
yeah.
but
If
she
you
wanted her niece to be there. But like,
correct in that case,
okay,
then yeah, it
then
should be
you're
either all or none.
yeah, exactly. Groom's had his niece and nephews, and he had like 4 or 5 of them. So I'm like, okay, then at this point you already have like almost 10 kids like running around. And
Yeah.
what's like
Yeah.
few extras gonna do? And it wasn't a big wedding either, but it was kind of annoying.
All right, so let's get into the story then. Let's hear what's going on there.
Hi, everyone. I'm a 19-year-old mom to my beautiful 2-year-old daughter, Amelia. Just a bit of a backstory. Last year, I was asked to be a bridesmaid in a family friend's wedding. I was thrilled and immediately said yes, even though it was a child-free event. I had arranged for a babysitter, but about a week before the wedding, she informed me that she would no longer be in the city and couldn't watch my daughter. Given the short notice, I approached the bride and asked if I could bring Amelia to the wedding, as I didn't have time to find another trusted babysitter. My daughter is overall a very easygoing baby. She's comfortable with people and happy as long as she's fed. The bride knew that since she'd watched my daughter on multiple occasions before, and she happily agreed, saying that having Amelia there would make the wedding photos even more special. The wedding was going smoothly, though I noticed a few stares from the groom's parents. Amelia stayed with my sisters for most of the day, but during the reception, I took her with me to congratulate the couple. As I approached with Amelia in my arms, the groom's mother suddenly commented, "You shouldn't have brought a baby to a child free wedding, especially when she doesn't fit the family."
Huh?
I was completely taken aback. For context, my daughter is mixed. I'm half white and half Hispanic, and her father is black. I've been called whitewashed because I'm not in contact with my Hispanic family, so I knew exactly what she meant by saying my daughter didn't fit the family. The bride looked shocked, and the groom immediately stood up and led his parents away. Taking this as my cue, I decided it was my time to leave. I made the rounds to say goodbye to everyone and put Amelia in her stroller. As I was leaving, the bride came over to apologize for her in law's behavior. I was upset, but I knew it wasn't her fault. So I simply wished her luck and left. Now, about a week after the wedding, I got tagged in a Facebook post, strange because I don't use Facebook. The post read, "I'm outraged that my grandchildren weren't allowed at the event, but when a teen mother who couldn't be responsible enough to leave her child with the father brings her baby, it's perfectly fine." The post was from the groom's mother. To make things worse, she's also been telling family members that I'm lying about what she said regarding my daughter's appearance. So now I'm wondering, am I the asshole?
No.
No. Oh no, hell
No.
no.
What?
Ooh, that
Yeah.
mother-in-law is
The
crazy.
mother-in-law is the asshole.
Oh yeah, she's definitely an asshole. Also, she did try to find a babysitter,
Exactly.
and babysitter backed out like what, 2 weeks ago?
To like a week or
A
so
week or
before.
so
Yeah.
A week
before,
before the wedding,
Yep.
yeah.
and she went to the bride, and bride said it's okay.
Yeah.
So why does it matter to a mother-in-law?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way. If it was a case where she didn't tell the bride or she didn't ask the bride and she brought the kid, then yeah, she may be the a-hole. But in this case, she did ask the bride, and bride said, "Yeah, that's fine. We would
And
love to
why
have her."
also, why didn't mother-in-law went to her son and said, why this person have a kid and
Yeah.
we are not allowed to bring other grandkids, right? Instead of going to this person and just assuming that you brought a
Mhm.
kid to a child-free wedding.
Right.
I mean, I can see from like other perspective who doesn't know the backstory of why the
But
kid
that's what
is
I'm
there.
saying. But then you go
Then
to bride and
yes,
groom,
yeah,
you don't go to like that person and be an asshole. Like, no, and you were standing right next to groom and bride. You could have just asked at that time. Like, or after she walks
yeah.
away, after she says congratulations, the OP walks away, then mother-in-law could have brought it up to them, like, why did
What
she
happened
brought
there?
what
Yeah.
happened there? Why did she brought her kid to a child-free wedding? Didn't she know? Something like that. But like she didn't
Mhm.
have, and then the comment is like, especially to a wedding where she doesn't fit in or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that
was that
comment was
necessary?
unnecessary.
Exactly. Was that
That
really necessary? And
Yeah.
then she made a post on Facebook
yeah,
and tagged her in it.
Terrible.
Oh my God. Like, you know
yeah.
what? I feel like boomers needs to get off of Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, that comment itself was completely unnecessary in the sense of her
Yeah.
saying that, "Oh, she doesn't fit in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was okay. If you're
Why
asking,
say
if you're
that?
just saying that, "Oh yeah, why is she here?" If you're questioning it, okay, that may be legitimate reason because it's a kids free wedding. But making that a comment is just like a whole
Yeah.
different thing.
No.
Like, what did
Mm-mm.
that kid ever do to you? She's
Oh,
only
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
old. Like, leave her
yeah,
alone.
It's
Like,
psychotic.
oh my God. Even OP is so young, 19-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
back
Eh,
off, woman.
yeah, she had to say teen mom, like, was that necessary?
Yeah. Like, oh my
Leave her alone.
goodness.
So there's actually an update to this one.
okay,
So she says, "Hi again, everyone. I first want to start off with a huge thank you for all the advice and reassurance. That said, before I go into this post, I've seen a few racist comments towards my daughter and remark about my age and how I ruined my life. I'm extremely happy, and so is my daughter. She is beautiful, and it is terrible that people in this world will take their self-hate out on a 2-year-old. Anyways, I wanted to give an update and clarify a few things after I read all the feedback I received. First off, I do have a Facebook account, but I don't use it often. I only found out about the post because someone sent it to me on messages, which is how I saw the groom's mother's comments. Regarding Amelia's father, he couldn't take her that weekend because he lives a bit further away, struggles when plans change last minute, especially when it's not his scheduled days to have her. On top of that, my family members who I would trust to watch Amelia were all attending the wedding, so there weren't many options. Now, some of you mentioned I could have dropped out of the wedding, and I want to address that. Dropping out of the bridal party was actually the first option I presented to the bride when I realized I couldn't find a new babysitter. I didn't want to complicate her big day. However, she didn't want me to drop out and reassured me that it would be fine to bring Amelia. So while bringing my daughter was the second option, the bride did have the choice of me stepping down if she had preferred that. Yesterday, I spoke with the bride again, and she told me that she explained everything to her mother in law, making it clear that it wasn't my fault Amelia was there. It was a decision made between her and her husband. She also revealed the real reason behind the child free rule. It wasn't directed at all kids. The bride had been trying to avoid having her mother in law's grandchildren there because they had been nightmares at other events, as described
There
by
you
the
go.
bride herself. The bride didn't want to cause any more drama by openly sharing that reason, so she kept it under the radar. I feel a lot better knowing that my friend still supports my decision, and I'm relieved that the real issue wasn't about me or Amelia. While I'll definitely be more cautious with similar situations in the future, I'm glad I prioritized Amelia's safety and well being. Thanks again to everyone who shared their thoughts. I truly appreciate it.
I love that name, Amelia.
I love that name too.
I really wanted to name that to if I have a daughter.
Oh,
But
that's a
Adit
beautiful
said,
name.
no names with A. So he wanted to do Zoe. But we don't have a kid.
Right, the A to
so,
Z. Oh,
but I really love Amelia.
I like it too. But how about the racist remarks at a 2-year-old?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's unnecessary.
These people are
I don't get it.
such losers.
Mm-hmm.
We know
Yeah.
what those peoples are like.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no words on that.
Yeah.
It's better to just cut,
Cut ties,
distance.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she sees her, but oh my God, Facebook update and tagging her on it
Yeah.
was crazy. I also, the part where she says that I didn't do the party kids the only reason she did the kids free is because of the other grandkids
Yeah.
didn't want it to.
That's
You know what?
awesome.
And that's the only reason the mother-in-law is so jealous about it. She's
Yeah.
like,
It's
I
and
could
she could
have
have
my
she
grandkids.
could have done like kids free and mother-in-law free party.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think that would
Imagine
go
without
well.
the
Yeah.
mother-in-laws.
I don't think that would go well, but
But some people, like, I don't think they ever think how don't they have a filter up here? Like,
They don't, especially boomers like you.
I know. But I don't know. Boomers sometimes they really get on my nerves lately.
Yeah.
They have been. I just can't understand. And they just want to be like, my way or highway.
mm,
Yeah.
And they just don't want to
Oh,
hear that they are ever wrong.
I found an everybody sucks here comment.
Whoa.
Yes, I didn't expect that.
Whoa.
So
I would love to see that.
someone left a comment that everybody sucks here. Their username is Needles.
Mm-hmm.
When you make the call for a child-free wedding, everybody has to make the sacrifice. The bride and groom shouldn't have given you an exception. Amelia should have stayed at your sister's away from the wedding, and the groom's parents just suck in every possible way. So, oh,
I kind of get that, I guess.
oh,
I kind of get it.
But hey, it's the bride and groom's wedding. They
yeah,
can
that's
do
so
whatever
true.
they
They can
want.
do whatever they
Exactly.
want.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
can
yeah, I
do
get it to
whatever
a
they
point.
want. Doesn't
Yes.
matter if they're asshole or not.
Yeah.
So
Oh, and someone said you're the asshole.
for taking the kid.
Yes. So, okay, Canon check said, you're the asshole, especially since you put the bride on the spot by asking. It is your job to find a sitter or not go to a child-free event. You asked the bride and she said yes, but you never should have made your child care anyone else's problem. Taking just one baby to a child-free event causes everyone that didn't bring kids to wonder why the baby is here, but mine aren't. If you had better manners, you would know this. And where was the father? Oh,
Oh my
oh,
God.
Oh god.
wow.
I don't think they read the story
Yeah,
because the
the
part
update.
where she is a part of a wedding party,
Mm,
she did when she had to go to the bride to say,
yeah.
hey, I need to drop out because I have nobody to watch my
Mm.
daughter.
Mm,
And if bride is saying, no, 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 you have to be the part of the wedding party.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the update really clears that. I guess, in my guess, it feels like that
know.
that comment may have been posted prior to
Posted
the
prior.
You're
update.
right.
But still, even
Yeah,
in the beginning, like we read the same story at the same time.
I
It
kind of
sounded
get it
like
though.
she was a wedding party.
Yeah.
If she was
Well,
a
yeah, of course,
bridesmaid,
yes. Yeah.
what do you expect her to
Mhm.
do? Just not show up on that day? No,
Yeah.
she has to go and talk to bride in advance, saying, "Hey,
yes.
I'm running into issue. Is it okay if I like
Not come.
bring my come or bring my
just
daughter
yeah.
or not come?" Like those are the two options I
Yeah, or
have.
just like be like, hey,
And
I'm
I'm
not gonna be
pretty
able to
sure she
make
would
it.
have probably found a way
Mm-hmm.
to find someone to babysit.
Babysit. Yeah.
And to be honest with, if someone backs out from Ayan, the only people I will leave him alone for like our date night or whatever is my parents or his parents.
Mm,
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna let anybody else watch them. So if they're not available, I'm not going.
yeah.
Mm.
Or they are coming with me. That's the only
There you
thing.
go.
I'm not gonna let anybody else watch my kids.
Mhm.
So a lot of people are saying that she's the asshole and they are being racist and they're getting on her that she's a teen mom and of course the father isn't in the picture. So a lot of mean comments directed towards her.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The whole
people
racism
do
comment
say-
is stupid, but I mean,
I know.
I kind of get the other side of it where
yes, I get
the other
it.
people who didn't bring their kids, because like when they don't know the story, don't know what's going on, and they see, hey,
Mhm.
there's one kid here. What is going on? Like, hey, why did the
Why
bride
am I-
allow them?
yeah.
Why can't I? What was wrong with my kids?
Honestly, like
At that point, Bride should have just made her a flower girl.
honestly,
Yeah.
Just
So
to
it's
get away
something.
with it. Just on that day. Like if I was a bride and OP comes to me and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make your daughter as my flower girl, so nobody else will feel like why is she here but not anybody else.
So it's interesting on that. So I've actually been to a wedding that was kid free
Mhm.
wedding, and one of the things during our conversation was, hey, finding a babysitter, and the in this case, in my case, the bride and the groom, they offered saying, hey, we are going to have somebody in our as a flower girl. However, after the flower girl ceremony, they're going to be sending them off to a babysitter. So if you don't find a babysitter, if you want to bring your kids, you can our babysitter can watch them as well.
Nice. You know what? That's the goal, man. Yo, I know someone who used to throw parties, like regular just parties like New Year's and Diwali party and some,
Hmm.
and they used to have babysitter.
Yeah.
Like, and all their friends, kids will be in basement with the couple babysitters who are like teenagers basically,
Yeah.
right? Like back I'm talking about like um 15 some years ago, right? And they would have like babysitters in the basement with the other kids and all the couples are having party upstairs. I was like, I should do that.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea, right? Because all the friends have kids, and then we are like, oh, let's do kids friendly stuff. So,
Yeah. Honestly, though, weddings are planned so far in advance. I just feel like you should be able to find a babysitter.
but that's what she said. That the
But so
person
somebody
backed
backs
out
out
a
last
No,
week
minute.
no, I
ago.
mean
Yeah,
not for her, but for like everyone
everybody
else.
else.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I
I don't
see.
know
I
about
don't
it for
have
everybody
kids,
else,
but
because especially based on number of kids, if you have like a good amount of kids, that's gonna be a whole lot of extra cost,
mm,
depending on how many actual babysitter, like the
no,
kids to adult
she's
ratio.
saying the guests should find
oh
babysitter
yeah,
for their
sorry.
Oh,
own
the
I
kids.
guests
meant the
should.
guest should
Like
because
Okay,
basically,
yeah.
if
you know about
if
it
I
so
know a
far.
Well,
wedding,
yes.
then
Okay.
I need to
I
find a
thought you were
babysitter for my
saying
kids.
Oh no,
the bride and groom should
Yeah.
provide a
no,
babysitter.
no, absolutely
Yeah.
not. What do you mean? No,
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Just
no, no,
making. Okay.
I don't know why it's so
Yeah.
hard when it's so far in advance. I know things happen last minute and
Hmm.
stuff. It just don't go, and that's it. I don't know.
Mm, yeah, I'm taking my kids. If you have kids free, I mean, if you allow the kids, if it's kids free wedding, then yeah, most of the, if I'm not the part of the wedding, I'm probably not going.
Yeah. If the babysitting cancels,
Yeah.
My
or you're saying.
babysitters
You're
are my
saying
I know, but I'm saying
parents,
so.
right?
So if you're saying, so are you saying that, let's say if you had one of your friends had a kids free wedding, and if you wouldn't go either way.
Yeah, you wouldn't attempt to go?
So it depends, right? If my parents are not there to watch, then
Okay,
yeah,
but what if they
no.
are? Then if
If
they
they
are,
are,
then
then I will go. I'm
okay,
saying if
yeah,
I don't have my
Uh,
parents, right? Like, for
gotcha.
example, most of the weddings happen in summer, right? So my parents are hardly, my mom is never here in summer. She's always traveling around the country. So there goes she, is not there. And then my in-laws, and my in-laws are usually not here, and they are usually with, or over the weekend they're at the older son's house, and we don't really like to ask them that much to watch our kids,
Yeah.
because weekends are the time that they get to spend with the other grandkids, because weekdays they are here with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really like to. But if, yeah, in this one scenario we will ask them, but let's say if they have something else planned, then I'm not going to be
Yeah.
like, no, cancel your plan and watch my kids.
mm,
Yeah, that makes
Then
sense.
I'm not going.
mm.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah. That was a good story, guys. We will be back next week with new topic, new stories. If you have any stories that you would like to share, please comment below or send us an email and we will read it on our episode. And if you can please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, we will really appreciate. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.